Yeah, I guess we can start up slowly. They may join it. We'll try
Okay, sir.
to discuss the left out DM applications. I think I think Rukwia is trying to join. Yeah, shall I start sharing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Altaf is coming by a bike to the meeting. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I'll start sharing my screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is the last topic which I would like to enlighten. And these are all applications part of it. You can scale up your views with respect to these applications. There is no limitations while writing your answers also with respect to data mining applications, right? As you mentioned, even if you take up your project itself, you asked me, right, whether to do for only hello text or maybe medium or larger, like that. It goes on like that. Okay. I think yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I'll go ahead with the last topic of my presentation, that is Unit 5. The topic is data mining in science and engineering. Again, in the science and engineering, where all we are using there will be data mining, that we need to highlight. It's nothing but applications of data mining in science and engineering. Okay. Uh, Data warehouses, and there will be the data pre-processing applications. Uh, we use data mining applications, resolving inconsistency or incomplete data collected in diverse environments and different periods. So this is how we are trying to address it, data warehouse and data pre-processing applications, right? Because as and when you're processing it, you have to be, classify the inconsistent or incompatible data and fix those things, right, as and when working with very specific applications. Yeah, mining complex data types, which includes spatio-temporal applications, biological applications, diverse semantic and relationships applications. That's the reason we say here it's an mining complex data types. If you look at the biological, right, or maybe a spatio-temporal, the kind of data which is really involved in processing is unbelievable. It's very difficult to right do it with a manual intervention. You required some kind of algorithms to handle and do the things. So in that aspect, data mining techniques and applications are very essential here. Then graph-based and network-based mining. I think on the other day, one of your friend, talking about this links, relationships, and there will be a data flow. I mean, it is not just one topology we consider here. So you have to look at in terms of there will be a complex graph-based network, maybe an internet-based, or maybe distributed networks, or it may be social media kind of applications, If you connect all these applications together and you want to build some relations with one node to the another node, right, you can understand the requirement of the data mining. Then the next one is visualization tools and domain specific knowledge. I think we have followed visualization tools, right, right from the beginning of this course. Okay, a lot many visualization tools currently available, but however there is a scope to improve upon, right, to represent your applications. It may be domain specific most of the time. The other issues, data mining in social sciences and social studies, maybe text and social media, data mining in computer science, that's a monitoring system, software bugs, network intrusion. So these are all some other issues you can also look at in case of science and engineering. Yeah, having said that, if at all you want to be focused more on scientific domain itself, okay, this particular slide will give you right number of domains basically. Yeah, I think you can look at the bottom, right. We have a division called an astronomy where we study more on the natural science and earth environment. Okay, that is the thing we are trying to study, and the kind of data which is really involved with the universe is and I mean it's too much actually. So it is very difficult to do it by using the normal process. You require data mining uh, techniques here. Similarly, there'll be in life sciences. You know that any kind of molecular structure which you want to process, analyze, and evaluate with respect to certain parameters, right, in a human body, maybe or any living right, animals in that matter, right. You require there'll be data mining applications. Then ecosystem modeling is relating to some kind of mathematical representation where use a very well-defined, standardized mathematical model to represent and process that with the help of data mining, right? Applications. Then fluid dynamics, right? It is relating to physics basically, where you can also think about right the movement of number of fluid dynamics, which includes liquid, gas, and other stuff. Yeah. So in the sense that a lot of data is involved, wherein you need to discover it, right? The different components which are involved in it to analyze and evaluate you know, uh, the data mining applications. And lastly, we have structural mechanics. So again, it may be relating to your civil engineering, wherein we talk about the structure of any kind of buildings, or maybe you want to build upon right any prototype to uh, construct or to design a very complex kind of a structure. Maybe to mention few of them, we are always talking about metro bridges, right, or maybe tunnels you want to be built, right, in a mountain areas. I mean, lot of structural mechanics kind of applications relating to an engineering field you can look at with the help of data mining applications. So, in the sense that, right, data mining nowadays is an emerged as a critical tool for knowledge discovery in large data sets. I think you can write lot many applications relating to science and engineering. I think these are all some of the very basic and key applications you can mention it. Apart from that, you can also mention about machine learning in science and engineering, wherein this is categorized into two divisions, which includes computational modeling and data mining and processing. where computational modeling could be implemented using the simulation and surrogate modeling, right? Where you may use there'll be some experimental or simulation tools in case of surrogate modeling to for some kind of predictions. The predictions may be in static or it may be in a dynamic. And you know that how the simulations tools can be used to imitate the real environment scenarios basically. Okay, that is regarding the Libyan computational modeling. And on the other part, you have the Libyan data mining and processing it. So you know that various techniques of the Libyan data mining, right? So one of the important data mining, tool or technique is the Libyan clustering, right, or classification, or even you can go ahead with regressions and other stuff, basically, right? So what I mean is you can also write machine learning, significance in case of right science and engineering while working with various applications. I think I've already shared you this, relating to astronomy. It's nothing but there'll be a universe, there'll be a galaxy where you want to understand the behavior, or functionality or performance of various planets with in the galaxy, or maybe a very specific you know uh, object as well. Yeah, apart from that, you can also talk about some applications related to biomedical engineering, because nowadays we always talk about there'll be an COVID-19 applications, or COVID-19 impact in the society, right? You want to understand the behavior of that. Obviously, that comes under the biomedical engineering. Okay, and even you can make use of there'll be data mining in chemical engineering as well. Okay, so in the sense, let us say you are trying to have there'll be various composition of different chemicals which you want to bring it together, and the impact which happens is something different basically. So it is very difficult to right now understand it during the manual process, but when you have the well defined softwares or data mining tools to handle this, your job becomes much more easier. I think data mining is essentially used nowadays in almost all the areas of your science and engineering domain. Okay, so these things you need to be illustrate or elaborate it with respect to different applications. That's one thing. Then moving on to the another part of it, that there'll be an intrusion detection and prevention system. I think all of you are very familiar with. There'll be an intrusion. So intrusion occurs when an attacker attempts to gain an entry into the network or disturb the normal operation of the information system, almost always with the intent to do harm, basically. Okay? Right, when you are doing the normal operations, the intruder may enter into your network. They may disturb your process of operations, basically. So ultimately, we need to detect that, and we have to prevent any abnormal activities which are going to happen during the normal process of your service. Basically. Yeah, intrusion prevention of activities that seek to deter an intrusion from occurring it, basically. That's what we always say, that how we need to prevent it and take care of your system during your services execution, that we need to take it. Yeah, to understand more details on there'll be intrusions. Okay, intrusions attempts to compromise the confidentiality and there'll be an availability, or to bypass the security mechanisms of a computer system or a network. Okay, because we say there'll be most of the time CIA CIA is a keyword: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. I think you already come across so these aspects of it. Okay. Then intrusion have many causes such as malware, which includes bombs, spyware, etc. Attackers gaining an unauthorized access to systems from the internet, and authorized users of systems who misuse their privileges or attempt to gain additional privileges for which they are not authorized. I think it's right how the intruder is trying to gain the accessibility of your system or your network, basically. Okay, unless you don't have, there will be strong security measures for your system. Obviously, intruder is entering and they are accessing your resources, and they may do a lot of modifications in your system or a network. So hence, security components are very important in case of your networking system. Although many intrusions are malicious in nature, many others are not. For example, a person might mistype the address of a computer and accidentally attempt to connect to a different system without authorization. Okay, but it is very difficult or to say whether it is a malicious or not malicious. But you need to protect your system from the intruder, basically. The intrusion detection systems, may happen at three levels. Basically, that's a host-based IDS, right? Monitors single host activity. It's always relating to there will be an end systems. That's one thing. And secondly, network-based IDS. It monitors the network traffic. Okay, it happens at right. Application level, as and when you are accessing into a particular service, right? Or it may happen at the network also, because as and when you want to send your data from one network to the another networks, some malicious intruder may inject some other packets into your network. Okay, so that's the issue which you may face it in case of network based IDS. And lastly, we have the distributed or hybrid intrusion detection system. It combines information from a number of sensors, often both host and network based. That is in a centralized analyzer that is able to better identify and respond to intrusion activities as well. Okay, so we say combination of host and there will be the network. Obviously, you could say that it's a hybrid or there will be a distributed. So wherein here we have there will be three logical components. One is sensor, which are used to collect there will be the data, right, from the different sources, right, and later the data is going to be aggregated, in a cloud environment using the LBN your gateways. Then the analyzers determine if intrusion has occurred or not. Okay, so wherein you are running your you know what do you call, there'll be network monitoring tools to analyze that is there any intrusion occurred or not, right, in your service or user interface, view output or control system behavior as well. Okay, so you can easily understand that is there any issues relating to your output, as in when you are communicating from one device to the another device, or from maybe one network to the another network, right? We call that as an interfacing. Yeah, yeah. You can intrusion prevention system perform. There'll be the following activities. Basically, stops the attacks itself, right? So to do that, terminate the network connection or user session that is being used for the attack, or block access to the target from the offering, from the offending user account, IP address, or other attacker attribute, or block all access to the targeted host, service, application, or other resource. I mean, we are trying to say that how intrusion prevention system is going to stops the attacking, the intruder, activities. I think lot many right procedures, really you can think about it. Okay, so but which is more important for you that you can adopt to prevent the intruder accessing to your resources. That's one thing. And the second point is changes the security environment. I think apart from terminating, preventing all the things, you can also ensure that provide there will be a better security environment to your system basically. So as a result of that, right they may not be able to access to your resources. Right. You can also talk about here deploying the LBN firewall or providing the LBN strong passwords at various levels. Okay, with your data the movement from one layer of your network to there'll be another layer of your network. Yeah, then coming to there'll be the intrusion detection. We say the process of monitoring and analyzing the events occurring in a computer and or network system in order to detect signs of security problems. See, it's a very generic term. We say that it's a basically monitoring and analyzing the events, right? So the primary assumptions here is user and program activities can be monitored and modeled. Okay, the steps which are required to do the same thing are monitoring and analyzing the traffic, identifying abnormal activities, assessing severity and raising alarms. Okay, so any data flow movement happens from one end to the another again, obviously. So we need to have a close monitoring of that, and we have to look at the traffic variations of it. That's what we are trying to say, analyzing the traffic and observe the behavior. Okay, identifying the abnormal activities, because from that you can easily notice right you know uh, some of the intruder activities here. Then we have assessing severity and rising alarms. The moment you notice that, obviously, so we have to send some notifications, or you have to understand whether the severity is low, medium, or there will be an high. Accordingly, you have to take there will be an immediate decisions to prevent your system. Okay, that's what is happening at most of your intrusion detection and prevention systems as well. Having said that, right, we should also look at detect a wide variety of intrusions, right? Previously known and unknown attacks, because each and every time the intruder is trying to attack in a different forms. Basically, that's where we are trying to say it's a known and there'll be an unknown attacks. Suggest need to learn or adapt to new attacks or changes in behavior, right? That's where the challenging job of the network designer or maybe the software developer is that, right now, will it be possible to identify the attacks which are occurring every time in a new form. Okay, so it is very difficult. Basically, that's what is we are facing it with COVID situation also. However, we have solutions, right? Every time the virus is showing the different behavior. Because of that, the solutions are not happening it in a more precise manner. As a result of that, obviously, the severity is going to become, there will be a more spread severity is going to become more. Because of that, more and more number of are getting affected due to this disease as well. So that's how, right, your intruder attacks are also going to happen in your networking system. Yeah, detect intrusions in a timely fashion. May need to be real time, especially when system responds to intrusion. Then problem is analyzing a commands may impact response time of systems. Okay. Uh, then may suffice to report intrusion occurred a few minutes or hours ago. I mean, it's an identification issues altogether here. See, it may not happen so soon, right? By that time, a lot of impacts might have been occurred in your network resources or behavior itself. Okay, that leads to huge loss basically. Yeah, then you can always look for some algorithms, right, to solve all these things. That's where we talk about new data mining algorithms, right, may be required for the intrusion detection system. Okay, however, the existing algorithms which are available to solve it, because as we have already understood that data mining applications are essentially used in almost all the domains of engineering and scientific field, or in other some domains as well. Okay, more and more algorithms are very essential to detect the intrusion issues. It is used to detect misuse detection, then anomaly detection. Models are required here. Normal behavior is automatically detected, and significant deviations, right, we need to be identified in case there will be an intrusion detection system. So that means, right, your data mining, right, techniques, you can always look at in case of there will be an intrusion detection system, uh, right, as well, because of there will be the huge data which is flowing from right, one end to there will be the another end. Then association and correlation analysis and aggregation to help select and build there will be discriminating attributes. Okay. Analysis of there will be the stream data. And the third point is of data mining. It helps analyze network data from serial locations, visualization, and there will be inquiring tools. So we are trying to say that uh, right, these are all the sectors wherein the data movements are happening, right, frequently from one location to the another location. Hence, right, intrusion detection system is right, uses more and more there will be in data mining algorithms or applications, whatever it's so. I mean, the framework or the system view looks like this. Look at this. You have there will be an intrusion detection technique. We have there will be different techniques, which includes signature based techniques, or maybe an anomaly based techniques, or there will be an hybrid technique, right? Signature based technique, you can have your own signature to send a couple of documents, right, to the destination, right, wherein those things are going to be authenticated, and as a result of that, it is going to be right, approved for accessing the required resources. If not, that's going to be denied it. That's one thing. Or maybe an anomaly based technique, wherein you can always look for there will be different ways of implementing there will be an anomaly based technique. So that's where your data mining algorithms comes into a role here, which includes artificial neural network, fuzzy logic, association on rule mining, support vector machine, and genetic algorithm. Right. I mean, not only these, five. You can also look for there will be any other machine learning, algorithms as well. In case of there will be an anomaly based technique. I think all of you can, take this is one of the minor project during your second semester, and definitely you can work on there will be a data mining, intrusion detection, and prevention system, right, to showcase your results. And there will be an hybrid technique wherein you have there will be the combination of these two, right, or else not only these two, you can also include other right, kind of technique as well. So when I'm saying there will be another kind of techniques, some kind of recommendation systems you can look at in case of there will be an hybrid technique, where you may have there will be an model based recommendations, or memory based, or maybe content based, collaborative based, all the things you can embed in case there will be an hybrid technique. Or even you can have a signature and anomaly and other filtering technique in it, and you can use any one of the technique to showcase your results in case of intrusion detection system. Yeah, this is the flow of right, intrusion detection and prevention system. You start input network packet. You can use there will be a KDD Cup 99 data set to right, analyze your results here, or even you can use any other data set as well. There won't be any issues, right? And you may be right, noting down using there'll be an right snot. Okay, that's a signature based right network package. You are going to verify it whether right, your packet is attacked with intruder or not. If it is yes, certainly then that is going to packets are going to be dropped. If not, you are trying to uh, right perform, there'll be the algorithm operations for the evaluation purpose. Again, you detect is there any attack after performing, there'll be an algorithm. If yes, okay, you create a new rule, right. Again, if there won't be any right detection of attack, obviously, so you are allowing that to be reached, pass on to, there'll be the right, your destination node or network or link, whatever it's so. Okay, that's how we are identifying it, right, when to drop a package, or whether the uh, you know uh, right packets are having any attacks even after right uh, intermediate movement of, that be the data from one network to the another network, or from one node to the another node, like that. If you look at the survey of right intrusion detection system in a geographical, in a global scenario, right, we have, there'll be an roughly there'll be an 5.4% CGIAR reports. The global intrusion detection and prevention system market size is the post COVID-19 scenario is projected to grow from US dollar of 4.8 billion in 2020 to US day of 6.2 billion by 2025, CGAR of 5.4% during the forecast period. These are all some of the analysis you get it by running. There'll be your machine learning algorithms related to right global intrusion detection and prevention system with respect to COVID-19 scenarios, right. So basically, these statistics you get it provided you have, there'll be the data, and you start running that data with respect to very specific machine learning algorithm. Then the projected results you may get it. Okay, so I think this is the one survey what you have it. And similarly, you can also notice the other kinds of, there'll be in survey results for IoT platform, or it may be your IDPS platform, or maybe your sales and market of a very specific company, or maybe any other companies as well. Or if the company is multinational, or it is right geographically placed at different locations across the globe, then definitely you can go for, there'll be in right these kinds of survey results. Otherwise, you're not going to get it, because that's going to become local altogether. You need to check it out that by your own method of right analyzing and understanding the things. Yeah, then you can also look at, there'll be an intrusion prevention system with varieties of types. That's a host based intrusion prevention system, network based intrusion, network behavior analysis intrusion, and wireless intrusion prevention system. I think so. Yeah, each one of you can take one, or combine together. You can right start implementing intrusion prevention system by using subdivisions, and showcase that with the result relating to intrusion prevention system. Yeah, then ultimately, if at all you want to use, there will be an data mining with respect to intrusion detection and prevention system. The whole architecture looks like this. You can observe it on the left hand side. You have an intrusion detection databases. Okay, so that is directly connected to your intrusion detection data sets. Okay, right, your data mining based intrusion detection system is act upon it, right. By using, there'll be in various attacks. Basically, this you could right achieve it with the help of classification of data, snot based, that's a signature based pre-processing, or semi-supervised approach or mitigating. There will be distributed DOS attacks. Okay, so these are all some of the attacks which you can really look at as and when you work on the intrusion detection system. Again, under each divisions we have there will be subdivisions. Say for example, in case there will be classification of data, if we have there will be an hybrid PSO or maybe C 4.5, and which is proposed with EDAT abstract data types basically. Similarly, we have there will be the second division, third, and there will be the fourth division. What I mean is, right, so you can use your data mining intrusion detection system, right, to detect and prevent any kind of attacks in your network as and when you do any kind of services, right, or maybe any kind of data transmission from one network to another network. So we are trying to embed the word there will be in data mining apart from intrusion detection system. So you are achieving intrusion detection system, right, with the help of data mining. That is what is the core concept of data mining in intrusion detection and prevention system. Please, do you have any questions? You can ask me, right? Yeah. Hello. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question regarding the not regarding the topic, sir.
Yeah.
Regarding the exam. For example, in our syllabus, they have recommended a textbook, right? In that one, they have given only 2 pages. For example, even though if I took my whatever I presented that one also, they have took only 2 pages, sir. So the thing is, we have to learn very deeply, or we have to learn abstractly.
Yes.
What is? Yes, sir.
See, if you have 1 or 2 pages of information,
Content.
the
Yeah, it
content,
is.
how will
Yeah.
write your answers? It may
Yes.
not be
Yes.
possible. May not be
Yes.
possible.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
reason. That's the
Yeah.
reason you explore it with more contents, right?
Okay. Okay.
And what is relevance to the given question, you look at and write your answers accordingly.
Okay. Okay.
That's the reason.
So, sir, in our final exam, there is a possibility that even though, for example, these like diagrams or algorithms, there may be possibility it will be asked, right, sir?
Yeah, certain. See,
Yeah.
because it is not possible to explain the concept of intrusion detection and prevention system without there will be
Yeah.
the framework, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
however the text you write it right now, it may not be
Yes.
possible to understand it, right?
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
but once you write, there will be the framework of it, and if you give your answers, that will be very
Yes.
clear, okay? And you
Okay.
can easily illustrate your answers, right?
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay. Okay,
Even
sir. Thank you. Yeah.
even I have noticed that is the main problem with your textbook is right.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
So we have
Yesterday,
to,
I'm going through textbook and I observed a lot of I mean they are given only text, no algorithm, no even no
yeah.
pictures and all things, nothing.
It's a very limited information.
Compact, very
Yeah,
abstract format there.
abstract details.
Yes,
Just a
abstract
one.
details.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me move on to the next right topic then. That is what's that? Give me 1 minute time. Okay. Yeah, this is the last topic. That is, data mining and recommendation systems. I think I have given some of the project to some of you. Correct? Anybody got this topic? Recommendation systems. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Anybody got this project actually? Recommendation systems. Feedback system.
No, sir. Ours is subscription publisher subscription system, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
But actually it is also a type of recommendation system because it recommends or it finds what is the necessity of what is the necessity of subscriber, and it recommends according to that one. You can link little bit, I think.
Sure. Yeah, fine, no problem. See,
Yes.
let us understand. These are all some of the things. I mean, literature review. See, look at when we want to recommend something, right, for any given functionality. So, what we need to do initially, we need to analyze, correct? With respect to certain metrics. So then, after doing, there will be an analysis, right? With you can give, there will be the prediction, and also you can give the description about that analysis as well, correct? So you can do the prediction using a classification with the help of right, various your right, what you call, there'll be an AI based or ML based, there'll be an algorithms which includes k-nearest, decision tree roles, Bayesian networks, space vector model, artificial neural network. I mean, it all depends, right? It may not be possible to use all the classifications all the time. We may use one, and sometimes you want to give, there will be a very precise results. You may do a survey with certain results, and then you have to be opt for the required classification for your prediction. Okay, so again, a lot of implementation may be required to work further with very specific application. That's one thing. And coming to the another part here, there's a description where we have, there will be an association rule mining description, or maybe in clustering description, where in a clustering you can look at k-means clustering, density based clustering, message passing clustering, hierarchical clustering. So overall, let us say when you want to recommend something, you have to be right. Do a lot of right. Review and rework, understand the entire process of the functionality. Then you do that with the recommendation. Recommending the system, or recommending something right, related to a product, whatever it's so basically. Yeah, in recommendations in data mining, the flow goes like this. Basically, there is a data, then you start working right with, there'll be a data processing it. Okay, because initially you may have a rare data. Obviously, you want to process the desired data as per your requirement. You need to go ahead with, there'll be data processing, which includes, as you have already studied that, you go ahead with data cleaning, right, data integration, then go ahead with data reduction, transformations. All these things you're supposed to be use it in case of, there'll be a data processing, right? And also, if there is any specific standards are available related to a particular recommendations, then you need to use them accordingly. So once you complete your data processing, obviously you go ahead with, there will be an analysis, right? Analysis wherein just now I shared with you all, that is in prediction, descriptions, which also interconnected with classification, right? And association rules, and there will be clustering techniques. And based on that, you are going to interpret your results. Interpretation is nothing but recommending it. Okay. So the another word we use, for recommendation is, there will be an interpretation. So this is what is the flow of recommendation in case there will be data mining. However, right, going ahead with a recommendation system, we have to understand the benefits, goals and benefits of recommender systems, right? That is categorized with, two levels. That is, from, there'll be the user perspective. A user is nothing but a consumer here, helping the user to find useful content to satisfy their needs. Okay, that's one thing, because somebody want to buy something, they need to understand the content specifications and other things in detail here, reducing the time of content searching. Okay, so because instead of going each and everything in detail, right, so you can always look at the recommendations, and you can take a quicker decisions to go ahead to the next level. Basically, that's what is going to happen. It then providing a relevant information from the massive information flow, right? Because if the data is so simple, maybe right, 5 to 10 lines of, there'll be in text, you have it, then there won't be any issues. But when you have right, huge amount of, there'll be the data with you, and you want to understand that massive information flow of a data, okay, relating to various applications, then it may be uh, always advisable to go ahead with there'll be a recommendation system. Then exploring new preferences, trust in recommender systems, okay, right, so you can explore a lot of right views right in it basically, okay. Exploring new preferences, trust in recommender systems, you can bring some more triads or metrics into it to recommend the very basic right product or tool, whatever we use it. For the business purpose, we have improving a business success indicators. Okay, you can use, there will be an key performance indicators, right? Increasing revenue, that is in CTR, watching or listening, there will be in duration time. Increasing conversation rate and user engagement, reduction churn. Then cross-selling, upselling, advertisements. Okay, so these are all maybe useful in case there'll be a business side. Reducing popularity effect, less popular contents are also going to be consumed. Promotions, targeting, campaigning, right purpose, the recommendation systems are much more useful. So what I mean is, right, you can use recommendation system, right, to take a call from the consumer side as well as from the business side, where you have, there will be many benefits from both the aspects. Yeah, this is the complete view of recommender systems applications, wherein you have an entertainment, content, e-health, e-commerce, or services. I think let us say even you want to download some content for a particular topic to read it by yourself. Always you ask for your friend, right? This is good or not. Once you get some recommendations, obviously you go with that particular content. So that's a recommender system, obviously. Or let us say you want to go for a movie, right? So before right, going into a movie, you may ask for somebody, okay, how is that movie, right? Is it good or bad, whatever it's so. Once you get some recommendation, you may go ahead with that, basically, in the sense that it is not just relating to education, I mean contents or maybe an entertainment contents. You can also look at other sectors as well, which talks about e-health, e-commerce, and there'll be an services wherein these services may be providing by, there'll be an different service providers, right? If you go to their platforms, you will get, there'll be a recommendation system, and at the same time at the background, right, you will have, there'll be an user likes or maybe in dislikes, or maybe user right descriptions, whatever it's so. You can just view that based on particular product, and you can take a quicker decisions to go ahead to the next level. Yeah, apart from textual kind of recommendation system, we also have, there'll be tag recommendations, okay, wherein we have, there'll be different tags, right? So where in the tag recommendation, the moment you complete any job, you can give, there will be a very specific tag for that. You can observe it on the right hand side. We have tag 2, tag 1, and there will be a tag 4. So ultimately you can filter all the tags, right, and re-rank them, right. As a result of that, you get, there'll be a tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, and there'll be a tag 4. As and when you start, right, processing your services, right, later you can take a call or quicker decisions based on, there'll be the available tags which are available maybe with your inbox or data store, whatever it's so. Okay, so tag recommendations break a lot of anomalies, again, one thing. And the second thing is, if there is any kind of what do you call tie-ups happens most of the times, even with the help of tag recommendations, we can easily break down what do you call decisions which you want to take it. Yeah, during the process, you can also look for there'll be a validation of a recommendation system. Okay, you can do that with the help of a training data set. All the items are going to be submitted to the system. So that's going to become a training set, and there'll be a recommender. Okay, then from the testing set for each user, the set of ratings divided into observation subset. Okay, that is the ratings or purchases submitted to the system, or testing subset, the ratings or purchases used to evaluate the system. Okay, so in the sense, let us say you have a training set and you want to run your machine learning algorithms with a specific metrics. Accordingly, you may get some results that is recommended by your algorithm for the given setup. There'll be a training set, okay, which are connected with an observation subset, as well as there'll be a testing subset. As and when you start doing, there'll be more and more testing set. Obviously, the testing results are going to become more. Observations are also going to become, there'll be more. Okay, we need to cautiously take, there'll be decisions of your recommendation system. So that is what is happening with relating to the COVID-19 test as well. If the test cases are less, obviously the less number of positive cases, you can easily address it, and you can come to a conclusion, and you can recommend it to take a quicker call here and there. But as and when more and more number of test cases happens, obviously more positive cases, we need to keep things in an observations, and recommending is also not that easy to provide any kind of solutions immediately, so the system is going to become so complex. Basically, that's what is we need to understand. But because of the system is so complex, we can't stop the validation of recommender system, yes, we need to do, there will be the validation of the recommender system. To do that, we require there'll be data mining, techniques. That is what is the crux of the problem is solved together. Yeah, this is where we talk about there'll be the recommender systems. We can categorize this recommender system into three divisions, which talks about a content-based filtering technique, a collaborative filtering technique, and hybrid filtering techniques. Okay, where collaborative filtering technique further categorized into a model-based filtering technique and memory-based filtering technique. Right, the model-based is the clustering technique, association technique, Bayesian, or maybe a neural networks. All these, techniques of data mining, you could use it in case there'll be a model-based filtering technique. In case of memory-based, it may be a user-based, or there'll be an item-based. Okay, so so with the help of these things, you can easily go ahead with there'll be a recommendation or recommender system. If you look at this particular slide, which talks about there'll be collaborative filtering and there'll be content-based filtering. From the left-hand side, see here, both the users, are reading the contents, So then, or maybe one user may be recommending it, and they may say that go ahead with this particular content, collaboratively they are doing the job, and it is accepted with one another. Okay, that's in collaborative filtering is happening, it may be referring to maybe two users or maybe multi-level users as well. That's what is happening in case of collaborative filtering. Coming to the content-based filtering, whereas one reader may read it, and he may recommend for a set of users to go ahead to refer it. Okay, accordingly, multiple users trying to download or upload those contents, and they will go ahead with the job which they want to serve it. Basically, it's on content-based filtering. Most of the educational based contents happening with the content-based filtering. Whereas when we go ahead with there'll be the implementation, it goes. Go ahead with there'll be collaborative filtering. And even in case of there'll be an movie recommendations, we look for there'll be in collaborative filtering and there'll be in content-based filtering, right kind of task as well. Okay, so you can observe both the scenarios in this particular movie recommendations. I think all of you will agree with me as well. Okay, once you see a movie and you may recommend that movie for your friend to watch it basically, right? So or maybe to another friend of you basically, right? It's happening collaboratively. That's how things happening it. Or one may be saying to everyone to go ahead with that particular movie. As a result of that, everyone may view that movie, right? With different sources as well. Then look at the another one. This is talking about right user-based kind of recommendations, wherein watch by her, and it may be recommending to watch the same thing, right? Vice versa. That's going to happen. And even you can also say that this is also an example for there'll be an collaborative based, but rather than saying there'll be in collaborative based, we always say that this is going to become there'll be a user based, because you may right download and view, I mean listen to that audio or a video, whatever it's so. Okay, then you may recommend it accordingly to your friend. It keeps percolating from one user to the another users with multiple sources or maybe in locations to right go ahead right for different reasons as well. Then we have hybrid recommendations, wherein hybrid recommendations, which talks about there'll be the combination of right content-based filtering, and there'll be an collaborative-based filtering. Okay, and not only these two, you can also look at any other kind of there'll be an filtering as well. If you observe from there'll be the left-hand side, you have there'll be the input. Okay, maybe movie or maybe any kind of there'll be in text or image, whatever it. So you have there'll be content based filtering recommender. Here you have a connect based recommender. You combine these two together, and it goes to the recommendation of that particular content for the next level, or for buying or selling, whatever it's. And even this talks about right hybrid kind of recommendation of systems. Right, the top one talks about content-based model. The bottom one talks about there'll be a collaborative filtering model. It may be relating to a document, relating to images, or relating to any right files which you want to be recommend or sell a product or buy a product, whatever it's so. Okay, so that's where from each one you have there'll be different predictions, points, right? With certain metrics, right? Then later all of them are combining together, right? Then you're going to recommend based on these metrics. That's where it's some kind of there'll be a tag based kind of a recommendation is going to happen it with the help of hybrid recommendation systems, because there'll be more and more number of right metrics you use in it. And lastly, we have there'll be a memory versus model-based recommendation. I think it is also similar to the previous recommendation systems only. But if you observe, memory and model-based right recommendation system, where in a memory it's the complete input data is required, but whereas in a model-based abstraction of input data is required. Okay. In case of memory, pre-computation is not possible. Whereas in a model-based pre-computation particularly possible. Okay, that's the thing. In a memory-based does not scale well here, right? It's going to be scaled better, because so sometimes when you look at the memory base, some of the things may not be right not taken care. Some of the data may be missing also. But when you use a model, what will happen? You are trying to extract your data as per the model requirement, and you are processing it. Because of that, it scales will be better. High quality of recommendations is possible with respect to this. Here, abstraction may reduce the recommendation quality. Okay. So each one have its own merits and there'll be demerits. However, you need to check it out, right? Which base recommendation system is essential for your system, and you have to be adopt that model systems, right, or recommendation system for right, you know. Your applications or there'll be in services altogether. Okay, this is what is you need to study from the recommendation systems is. I think I have covered up data mining and recommendation systems as well. So with this, completely addressed right your topics with respect to the unit 5. Okay, which talks about right that is data mining for financial data analysis, data mining for retail and telecommunication industry. Right, these two topics were shared by your friends. So, and data mining in science and engineering, data mining for intrusion detection, data mining and recommender system, data mining and society, that is an ubiquitous and invisible data mining, privacy, security, and social impacts of the data mining altogether. So I think this particular chapter talks about more, right, details on various applications of Delbian data mining with respect to different domains. And you need to focus only these domains rather than focusing any other domains for the examination purpose. But for the other right purpose, you can also look at the other domains as well to work on to work with Delbian data mining tools. Okay, so with this, right, I'm completing today's class. Right, with any queries from your end, let us answer if so, if any. Do you have any questions? You can ask me. Not only relating to the last unit, even if any other questions you have it altogether, you can ask me so that I can answer it. You all. Yeah, do you have any questions, Shukumar?
Sir, for CIE 3, we have 15 unit and 14 unit, right, sir?
Yes, CIE 3?
Units, fifth one, this. Hello?
Yeah, I'm not able to understand your
Sir,
question.
he's asking the syllabus for CIE 3.
Syllabus for CIE 3, it is 15 unit and 14 unit, right, sir?
Yeah, obviously, correct,
Okay, okay.
So you have to read 2 units completely. Okay. So once you read these 2 units completely and get prepared yourself for CIE, obviously you can also going to prepare well for your SCE as well.
Yes,
correct,
yes. Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Yeah, I suggest all of you to go through right the PPT contents whatever I have shared. That's one thing. And secondly, you also read the textbook whatever the limited information you have it. Okay, from the textbook. Okay. You try to sync both together. And also, as I was talking, in yesterday's interaction, you also look at the questions from right various angles. Maybe one is direct questions, application based questions, or maybe research oriented questions. The project based kind of built-in question. When I'm talking about research based, there'll be a project based kind of questions. Okay, right.
Sir,
So yeah, tell me.
sir, for DPA, do we have any question bank available, sir? Because I think previous batches do not chose this subject, right?
Yeah.
Because of that reason, even for us, our CIA also, we didn't got question papers of previous year. So, do we have available that, sir, in net or some?
I think my advice in this regard is you go through the questions, whatever you have, the textbook at the end of
Okay.
each chapter. So
Oh, exercise.
that,
Yeah.
that itself is a very good question bank to all of you.
Okay,
Correct?
okay, sir. Sure,
Because
sure.
by if you look at those questions, probably and you are ready to answer it, I'm sure even if any questions comes in the examination, you can able to answer it well.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? Yeah.
No, sir.
I think we are closing today. Do you want to? I mean, anything I need to be address it further in case any topic to be addressed? Is it okay? Hello. Let me
Yes,
know
sir. Yes.
regarding that also.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. It's okay. And if you have any doubt, we can contact you directly, right, sir?
Yeah, yeah. No, in case because uh, the 2 to 3 topics, right? Have left to the students only. Maybe right. One is financial. The another one is what is that? Uh, Yesterday, Rahul is discussed with you all, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you can go through that properly. Okay. In case if there is anything is required, let me know so that I can address it. That also, right? Provided if you are interested regarding that. Otherwise, so this class, right, is my lastness to all of you with respect to right DPA course. Are you coming on Monday? I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, to the classes offline.
Sir, maybe on Monday we will come. I don't know about Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay, okay. Your test will be on 7th, right? That's on.
8th, sir, Thursday.
Sorry, 8th,
Nine.
8th.
Yeah,
That's on.
8, 9.
Yeah, Thursday, correct? No, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I think even if you have any doubts, we can clarify it right on Tuesday also, in case if it is required. Hmm?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, fine then. So all the very best. Do it well with
Thank you, sir.
CIE as well as SE. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
if
you,
you
sir.
have any doubts, you can post me or you can call me also. Okay. Or even any classes required. Let us have interaction via online or offline. Okay. By
Okay,
scheduling
sir.
the class immediately. Nothing to worry about it. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fine then.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shall I enter meeting now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. I need to close this stop recording.